This video will guide you through 8 steps needed to write an addendum to a lease for your property. Lease addendum drafting is a frequently requested service on the Contracts Council platform, since property owners and tenants want to make sure they are legally protected when modifying lease agreements. If you need to write an addendum to a lease, this video is for you. Before we start, just a brief disclaimer. The following information is provided for educational purposes and in no way constitutes legal advice. For legal advice, we encourage you to consult a licensed attorney. We've included more information in the description, including how to find a lawyer. We will cover the purpose of lease addendums, key terms to include in your document, and 8 steps to follow to write your agreement. We've also added a link below with information on lawyer pricing if you want to know the cost of hiring a lawyer. Now let's get started. Purpose of lease addendums. Lease addendums are legally binding written agreements that modify the terms of an existing lease agreement. The purpose of these is to clearly define any changes or additions to the original lease, protect the rights of both parties, and ensure mutual understanding of the modifications. Without using addendums, parties can open themselves up to legal issues. Some reasons why using a lease addendum is important are as follows. 1. They create a clear agreement of changes to the lease terms and conditions. 2. They protect both the property owner and tenant's rights. 3. They lessen the possibility of disputes. 4. They ensure compliance with lease and rental laws. And 5. They safeguard against potential liabilities and risks. What to include in your lease addendum? There are common terms used in lease addendums. Here are some you will find and should use. 1. Names of the parties. The addendum includes the names of the property owner and the tenant. 2. Original lease reference. This section references and specifies the date and parties of the original lease agreement being modified. 3. Addendum terms. This section describes the specific changes or additions being made to the original lease. 4. Effective date. This specifies the date when the addendum becomes effective. 5. Signatures. This includes the signatures of both parties to acknowledge agreement to the addendum. 6. Witness or notary if required. Notarization may be needed for the addendum to be legally binding, depending on your state laws. 7. Legal considerations. This ensures that all changes comply with local, state, and federal laws. And 8. Attachments. This includes any additional documents or exhibits referenced in the addendum. 8 steps to writing an addendum to a lease. Here is a list of 8 steps you can follow to draft your lease addendum. 1. Review the commonly used clauses discussed earlier in this video or find a template online to use as a reference. This will allow you to know what to include. 2. Identify the key information you want to include in your addendum. This may include details about the changes or additions to the lease terms. 3. It is critical to use clear and concise language that both parties can understand. 4. Once you've written your clauses, organize them so that they are logical. For example, you likely want to have the original lease reference section come before the addendum terms section. 5. Be sure to incorporate any applicable laws and regulations that may be specific to your state or locality. Note this may require research. 6. If you are unsure about anything, consider using Contracts Council's platform to seek advice from an experienced real estate lawyer that works on lease addendums. We've included a link in the description to help you find one. 7. Review and revise the addendum to make the language clearer and confirm you have included everything needed. And 8. Create a single document to serve as your lease addendum and ensure both parties have access to it. Drafting a lease addendum is a vital step in protecting both the property owner and tenant when modifying lease agreements. If you need help from an experienced lawyer, feel free to search Contracts Council or visit contractscouncil.com and post a job to get quotes from lawyers to help you. Thanks for watching.